So, before I jump into this video, I just wanted to mention that I myself am a proud PS5 owner, okay? I bought one, pretty close to release actually. I got lucky, I got my PS5 and I of course loved it back then, but I just wanted to say this because I won't make comments about the Switch or the Xbox. The Switch seems to be a pretty good deal, but the Xbox, I really can't say anything about that. Except that I also heard that it had no games, so yeah, just consider this while watching. So let's address some of the basic arguments for consoles. First of all, they're beginner friendly. You don't need to build a PC or anything to play games. They're cheaper than a PC, right? You know, PC costs like 2,000, console like 500. And there's lots of cool exclusives that you can enjoy. And I think all of these arguments are insane since I got my PS5, because none of these apply. Absolutely none of these. I wish I had just built myself a PC. I would have been much better off. And let me tell you why, okay? This did not come out of nowhere. First of all, beginner friendly. Yeah, that's cool, right? Like, if I had any friend that had asked me, hey, I want to get into video games, how could I do that? I'd immediately jump to consoles, right? Just get a PlayStation, get Crash Bandicoot, right? Have a blast. But it's just, it doesn't make any sense anymore because of stick drift. Because why? Because to circumvent stick drift, you have to know so much about technology and about controllers that it's just easier to build yourself a PC. You need to know about different controller versions, and if you actually want to, fix stick drift, you need to screw open your controller and fucking solder your sticks out. I did that, and it is a fucking pain. And it's not only that, the PlayStation DualSense also has these cool new triggers, right? That fucking break their own springs, right? I had to constantly swap these out because they just would not hold until I just turned off the vibration feature and it did nothing. They still break. It's just, you can't win with that. And yeah, it's just, and it's not like it doesn't happen like fast or anything. You can use your controller for like a year or two, even if you don't play that much, and it will break. So this is not something that only affects people that play a lot, right? This is an argument directly against starting off with a console, because you just have to know a lot about technology, especially about controllers, which is just horrible and way worse than anything PC related. Like, oh no, I can just build a pre-built gaming PC that would probably cost me a ton, but then at least it will fucking work. Right? This is useless. It's just useless. Stick drift destroys the comfort argument to me. Then there's the price, alright? Yeah, consoles are much cheaper than gaming PCs. A gaming PC costs like a K or two, and consoles not. Don't do that. But that's only when you consider that you're not buying games for consoles, right? Because console games are fucking expensive. And that's because, the people who make them can absolutely 100% control the price. On PC, right, you can get keys very easily. On Xbox too, I think, but on PlayStation, no chance at all. Even used games just aren't worth it in comparison to key sites, because they're still expensive. You still probably have to pay for shipping costs, and it's just insane. Plus, emulation doesn't work. So that's a whole other kind of worms that you just can't. You can't get into emulation on console. Except if people port something, and the ports are usually awful as well. Then of course there's the fact that you can't even play online without paying. This is something that is just insane to me that it still exists. I of course like services like the Xbox Game Pass, but the fact that you still have to pay to play online, that is just ridiculous. What the fuck? It's 2024. How in the world? And of course, that's the entire new controller thing, because, if your controller breaks every year, that's another $70 that you're just gonna have to add on top, because, you have to buy official hardware, because the official hardware just fucking sucks. And on that note, on buying controllers, I just need to fucking rip on the fucking DualSense Edge. What the fuck is this? Who is this thing even for? Seriously. Pros will realize that it's a ripoff and won't buy it, because it's insanely expensive. The fucking PlayStation Portal costs less than a DualSense Edge. And also, it doesn't even fix stick drift. It just goes, hey, yeah, it will still get stick drift, but you can buy replacement sticks for $20 each. That's right. After a year, your fucking $250 controller will break and you will have to replace its sticks manually for $40 fucking dollars. And what use is there for beginners? This shit is way too expensive and no one would ever buy that except if they have played games before. I don't get who buys this. Who the fuck buys this? Who is this for? And then the last point, exclusives. Yeah? Fucking Demon's Souls, Horizon, Ratchet & Clank, God of War. Those were the main exclusives for PlayStation. I played Demon's Souls. It's an old game, okay? It's definitely not my favorite Souls game. It's a fine enough game, but I do feel like the fans preferred the original over the remake, which sucks. Then there's Ratchet & Clank, which I have played and really did not enjoy, especially because after that I played the PS4 version and I found it much better than Rift Apart. It's just, it constantly spams the same mini-boss over and over and over again, and it feels more like a technical showcase than an actual video game. I haven't played Horizon or God of War, but I didn't like Horizon Zero Dawn, so I don't think I'll like the new one either. And God of War, I don't know, maybe it's good. It's probably good. It's probably good. But if you compare that to something like Nintendo, I mean, just think about the games that came out for the Switch, like Kirby, Smash, Zelda, Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder, Metroid Dread. Like, there's so many good games. And it's like, compared to that, PlayStation just fucking sucks. And, you know, Nintendo kind of also has the problem of, I'm not gonna name it, but you know exactly what I mean. Like, come on. Nintendo games are really gonna buy a Switch for those. So basically this video was just more about why I personally can't recommend a console to a beginner anymore, because it's just not worth it, except maybe Nintendo, and then you can just emulate. It's just, and Xbox, everything on Xbox is on PC cheaper, so it's like, why? There's just, I don't see it anymore. The comfort factor is ruined by technical difficulties, by stick drift, and it's just dumb. It's dumb. Like, I'm sorry, it's not worth it anymore. If the PlayStation 6 fixes stick drift, I think it's recommendable again because of the comfort factor, but this shit is just insane. The fact that it breaks so fucking fast for $70 a controller is just, I'm not doing that anymore. Thank you, no.